para probar la Design Pure, que es esta nueva marca que ha hecho nuestro amigo Stephan Stieglair. Y bueno, ya tuve la oportunidad de hacer 2 vuelos con este parapente y solo decir que es una vela estupenda porque tiene buen mando, gira bien, sube y sobre todo planea.
You know I didn't want to start this way, jumping on the bandwagon, flavor of the day. Nigga this, nigga that, gonna bust you with the cap. The booty and the Benjamins make you wanna rap. I don't know, not necessarily so. There might be more to life than just a bunch of ghetto pimps and hoes. So show me what that might be, something I can see, something real that I could believe in, something that would keep me from leaving. That's what I usually do, that would be something new, and it could be because of you. But to tell you true, it was just this groove that got me to step on out and make this move, cause it was just too funky to ignore. Too funky to ignore, too funky to ignore, too funky, too funky to ignore, too funky, too funky to ignore, too funky to ignore, too funky to ignore. It was way too funky to ignore, too funky. Have a taste. Hip-hop started. Some of the straight dudes tried to discard it, but the shit was real and it had a feel, and the rappers got more than a meal. Mad money, that's what they got, and it didn't matter whether it was music or not. It had attitude and it set a mood, even if it was a little bit rude. Now I know somebody's gonna diss me, saying, who do you think you are? They really miss me just playing, but I'm saying whatever. I can still be clever and have a little fun with a whammy bar. That's better by far than opening for Kenny G. Is that me? Better not be, cause I'm too funky to ignore. Too funky to ignore, too funky to ignore. Too funky to ignore, too funky to ignore. Too funky to ignore, too funky to ignore. Way too funky now. Too funky to ignore, too funky. Wait a minute. Or you might not. Either way, I probably don't have a shot at that big-ass hip-hop money and those big-ass hip-hop honeys. But no worries, man, it's all good, it's cool. Even if you think I'm just an old fool, cause I'm having fun. And when it's done, this groove is just too funky to ignore. Too funky to ignore, too funky to ignore. This groove is funky, funky to ignore, too funky.